What is going on, internet? This is JD coming out with another video from Redskins Trent. Hail to the Redskins. Before we get started, please like, share, subscribe, share it to all your buddies. Follow me on Twitter, Redskins Ranter. I will announce that I am doing a game film breakdown. I'll probably post it tomorrow. I'm going to try to post it tomorrow. I actually filmed it on Sunday, and I tried to get it posted Sunday. I'm having issues with the game film and then putting my picture up in the corner so I don't get copyright infringement. So that's kind of an issue I'm having right now when it comes to posting that video. I thought I found a way around it by having two different video things open and then like recording the screen, but it didn't work as well as I'd hoped. So back to the drawing board. I might just have to download a program that lets me do it. So in the game film breakdown is not truly a true game film breakdown. I wish I could go over the entire game film. I wish I could do a live broadcast where I can play the game on a TV and I can go over everything in detail. But unfortunately, my wife kind of gave me an ultimatum this year. For those who don't know, I recently got married, so now my wife controls all the finances. And she gave me a choice. I can either have NFL Sunday Ticket or NFL Game Pass. For those who don't know the difference, Game Pass, you air the game afterwards, and you can pretty much watch it from like 6 different angles. You can pretty much do kind of that with Sunday Ticket, just not as many angles. But you basically get access to more game film breakdown. But the Sunday Ticket gives you the games live, and I'd rather watch the games live. I really would. I live in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and you don't get a lot of Steeler or Redskin games live. You get Steelers, and if you don't get a Steeler game, you're gonna get something else from the AFC North, or you get an Eagles game. Sometimes on Fox you get a team from the NFC East. Sometimes, but not all the time. So, not gonna go too much into that. Here's why I have the video. I'm posting this video. So we've been having issues with Trent Williams. Okay, Trent Williams, basically, he doesn't want to play with the Redskins anymore, and the Redskins have been emphatically stubborn at the fact that they won't trade him. I think that's a dumb move to be stubborn at the fact that you won't trade him. Maybe it's kind of the Redskins getting leverage back. That might be why. Whenever someone announces they don't want to play somewhere anymore, you kind of lose a lot of your trade leverage because you got to get rid of the guy to get something for him. Maybe the Redskins are announcing that they're not trading him and they're emphatic about it to regenerate the trade value for him. That would be my educated guess on that. But apparently there's at least 3 teams that have contacted the Redskins with options to trade. There's a rumor, and I saw this on Facebook in more than one place. It wasn't just one person. That somebody, let's just say that somebody is, I don't know what team. Let's just say I'm not going to speculate. I'm not going to guess the team. Let's just say somebody is offering the Washington Redskins a 1st and 6th round pick for Trent Williams. Here's what I got to say about that. If we're offered a 4th and 6th round pick for an offensive lineman who doesn't want to be here, he's 30 plus years old, he can't finish games, he's got a history of PED use, and he's just overall being a nightmare, and he's costing us $15 million the next 2 years, like each year. Why the hell will we fight to keep him when we get a 1st round draft pick for a guy who has 1 year left on his deal after this season and a 6th round pick? I mean, the 6th round picks, I was just happy with the 1st round. 6th round picks icing on the cake. If that is offered to the Washington Redskins and they do not take it, the general manager, which a lot of people already think they need to be fired, they need to be fired and shot in the leg on the spot. But if they say no to that deal, maybe they're thinking that they can get another deal. I don't know. But if we're offered a 1st round draft pick and a 6th round draft pick for a lineman who A, is aging, he's over 30, okay, B, costs a lot of money, and C, hasn't finished a season since 2013, okay, can't play a complete season, okay. And B, we're getting a first round draft pick. This year's draft, we don't have a 2nd round pick because we traded it to get a pick this year. Because we traded up for Montez Sweat. So we don't have a 2nd round draft pick this year. Another 1st round pick would be extremely good right now. Because we can trade it back for maybe 1 or 2 2nd rounders. Or B, if we need to rebuild some positions, like we're going to have to rebuild left tackle, we can draft someone pretty high. We can trade up and get a higher draft pick to potentially get someone that can replace him. So there's plenty of reasons why it's a good idea to trade Trent Williams now while we have value. let's do a hypothetical here. Let's say we trade Trent Williams, we get a first-round draft pick, and let's say a sixth. Okay, let's slow ball that and say we get a sixth. I would say a first and a third would be like the first and third, or first or fourth would be the most ideal, perfect deal. But I'll take a first and a sixth, because a first-round pick and anything else on that top of that's gravy. Okay, it's just icing on the cake. Let's say we do that. So now Trent Williams, who we don't owe him his contract next year. It's $15 million off our books. Okay, and let's do another hypothetical. We have a quarterback on our books that costs us about $20-some million a year, Alex Smith. Let's say somehow we're able to work it out where we can either get rid of him, or maybe Alex Smith just physically can't play anymore when he has to retire. That's another $20 million off our books. That's $35 million that we can get off our books with two players. Imagine what we could do next year, going into next year, where we have an entire defensive line that's locked up. We have a lot of defensive backs locked up, and there's a lot of guys we can get to come here. Apparently, Jalen Ramsey is legit contemplating coming to the Washington Redskins because he's been recruited by Landon Collins. Let's say hypothetically we can get him. Josh Norman has 1 year left on his deal. Let's say Josh Norman stays. We can get Josh Norman for 1 more year. He can kind of put Jimmy Moreland under his belt, under his wing, and train him. We get Jalen Ramsey for like a decent amount. I'm sure it's going to be a lot, but decent amount. Okay. Now we have another replacement, so an elite corner replacing an elite corner we had. We have a good guy to replace Norman on the other side. And we have 1 year of having 2 elite corners and elite safety. Might even find another safety in there. I still think the safeties we have now are pretty solid. Okay? Look at other positions. We need a left tackle. I say draft one that we haven't for years. So we can get 5 years out of a rookie contract if we draft one in the first round. It makes sense to me. So that would work. And then we have another pick. We can work on something else. I mean, what all do we need? Maybe receiver. We might need a tight end. That might be a need we have, is tight end. We have Jordan Reed for this year and next year. We have Vernon Davis is probably going to retire after this season. If we can find an athletic tight end to, I don't know, Sprinkle got to prove himself this year. So there's plenty of spots we gotta focus on. And if we can get rid of Trent Williams, and I mean, let's just talk about, let's just not worry about Alex Smith at the moment. Let's just worry about Trent Williams. Let's say Trent Williams is the only person we get rid of. It's still $15 million. You know how many spots you can add to your roster for $15 million? I mean, you can fill probably 3 different spots with decent talent. Okay? And like I said, he doesn't play a lot. We can literally get 3 linemen for that cost of $15 million a year, and they can all 3, eventually that position will be covered, and we'll have 3 guys that are healthy, rather than 1 guy we're banking on being healthy, and then we got to hire someone for league minimum to cover that spot. It just doesn't make sense for us not to pull the trigger on that deal. We're not going to get anything else for him. Okay? If we get a first and 6th round pick, what's a better deal than that? Well, and was like, well, what if Trent Williams plays? Okay, let's say he does play, and then he gets injured. So now we got nothing for him. Now he has no trade value. The fact that someone's willing to give a first and a 6th round for him right now, you got to jump on that. I'm sorry. I know he's been a long time. He's a company man. He's been here for a while, but he doesn't want to play here anymore. So that mindset, that thought process, that mentality needs to be shoved out the window and buried deep down inside of people. He does not want to be here. Why should we have loyalty to him if he has no loyalty to us? Now, seriously, if he comes out and says, you know what, I want to play for the Redskins, I was not in the right mindset, fine, that's great. But if someone's offering the first and 6th round pick, I don't give a shit. Get rid of him. He's going to be gone next year anyway. If he's not going to play the next 2 years, we're going to get nothing out of him. We're going to spend $15 million for each year. Well, we're not going to spend it. Let me rephrase that. It's going to go against our cap space. Let me rephrase that. We're not spending it. He doesn't get the money. It just counts against our cap space. Okay? We can clear his cost off the books, clear up a roster spot, and we can put someone else on there that wants to be here, that's willing to play for the money, yada, yada, yada. So that's my personal opinion. If that's what we're getting offered, hell, if we got offered a 2nd rounder and the 6th rounder, I'd take it. Because a 2nd and a 6th for Trent Williams and getting rid of that money off our books and freeing up cap space next year, it's only going to help us. It's only going to help us. Right now, as it speaks, as it plays out right now, we do not have Trent Williams on our roster. He's on our roster technically. He's not playing. So we're going to have to play one of these backups anyway. And if he never plays for us again, then why not get some value for him? It makes no damn sense. Bruce Allen. I'm on the fence about you. Sometimes I think you do some good moves. I think we drafted well last few years. Whether that's your choice or not, we'll see. But ultimately, all the reports have said that Bruce Allen is technically the one who makes all those decisions. He might get some advising from Doug Martin and a couple other guys, but mainly, or he comes to Jay Gruden and asks Jay Gruden what he wants. But mainly with this GM, he makes the decisions. I keep hearing people say it's all Doug Williams. It's not Doug Williams. Okay? It's not Doug Williams. He might have a say in it. He might have some kind of input, but ultimately the buck stops with Bruce Allen. Okay? Or the buck stops with Snyder, but Bruce Allen and him are buddies. Okay? Bruce Allen, if you have this offer on the table and you do not accept it, I'm jumping on the bandwagon of fire Bruce Allen. Hashtag fire Bruce Allen. I didn't like it because I think you're asking for a guy to lose his job when he hasn't done horrible. He's done things to help her. Like some people complain that we got rid of Kendall Fuller or Kyle Fuller or whatever. Kendall, I think it's Kendall. We drafted Kendall Fuller to get Alex Smith. Listen, we got a franchise quarterback for a second round corner who has not really proven himself in the league yet. He had 1 year and it was a pretty decent rookie year. Okay, that's not a bad choice. I would take a franchise quarterback over a second-round corner any day, okay, especially a quarterback that's been proven. So, I mean, people want to bitch and complain about that all they want. At the end of the day, he made a good move that got us a quarterback. When we could have been sitting here in quarterback purgatory forever, he got a good quarterback. He made a good move to get Case Keenum. He saw the opportunity, and we didn't have to pay Case Keenum that much money. As much as I didn't want to draft Dwayne Haskins, we drafted Dwayne Haskins. We probably would have drafted Daniel Jones if we had the opportunity, which is who I wanted. But we drafted Dwayne Haskins, and he looks like he's talented enough that he could be a good quarterback. He's just got to learn some things. He's a young guy. He's a rookie. So there's a ton of different things that the Redskins can do. This deal right here is a slam dunk move for the Washington Redskins, because it's going to give the Washington Redskins cap space. It's going to give them draft picks. And this year's draft is going to be very talented. I tell you what, it is a very talented draft. And if we play out the scenario where we can find a way to get rid of Alex Smith's contract, maybe he retires or whatever, we can find a way to play that out, I'd be more than happy to have that $35 million of salary cap space. Plus, we're probably going to trade plus other players are going too. And we can pay Brandon Sheriff. I think we have the cap space to already pay him, but we can pay Brandon Sheriff. We can do a lot of things. So we have a lot of young players. Now would be the time to get veterans in there on a couple year deals to build a team for the future and build a team to win. I don't want to say win now, but win the next few years. Seriously, look at the Dallas Cowboys right now. As much as I hate saying this, Dallas Cowboys, if they're going to win a Super Bowl in the next decade, it's this year. It's not going to be next year. It's not going to be the following year. It's this year. Here's why. Amari Cooper is on a cheap deal. Ezekiel Elliott, not a super cheap deal, but he's on a cheap deal. Quarterback, Dak Prescott's on a cheap deal. They have a bunch of good defenders on cheap deals. They have good defenders on the team, period. They have a solid offensive line. If any team is poised to strike while out and is hot right now, the Cowboys are. Why? You have your best players on rookie, team-friendly, cheap deals. Okay? Rookie, team-friendly, cheap deals. As soon as they pay Dak Prescott, as soon as they pay Amari Cooper, they're not going to have the cap space to keep all those good defenders. Those good defenders will disperse. They may have enough money to keep their offensive line. That's possible. But I don't think they're going to have enough money to keep everyone. Excuse me. Maybe if they increase the cap, maybe they could do that. But look at us now. We have a cheap running back, Geis and Love. Okay, we're probably going to get rid of Thompson. Okay, he's probably going to be off our books after this season. This is the last year of his contract. We have a young quarterback. Okay, we have a young running back. We have young receivers all over the place. We have Richardson on kind of an expensive contract, but all the young talent that we have is good. We have not a young tight end, but we have a young tight end, Sprinkle and Flanagan, and we can draft another tight end. It's definitely a possibility. I'm sure Iowa Hawkeyes is going to pump out 3 more all-pro caliber tight ends. God damn it. Oh well. So there's definitely an offensive line. We literally don't have to do much with the offensive line. We have Brandon Sheriff needs renewed. Moses is already in contract. We have our centers locked in. Our backup centers locked in. Wes Martin's locked in. Eric Flowers locked in. And Donald Penn, maybe we can get him for 1 more year after this year, or we draft a left tackle. And that's what we use our first-round draft pick on. Look at our defense. We have Ioannidis, who's paid. Jonathan Allen, who's got a couple years left on his deal. Payne has got a couple years left. Kerrigan's getting older, but he's paid already, so we don't have to worry about having to repay him or add more money to the books. John Bostic, we have a young Cole Holcomb, Sean Dillon Hamilton, Josh Harvey Clemens. We have a lot of young talent there. Landry's already paid. Norman's already paid. So we don't have a lot of things. Only thing we have to do is really add depth. That's really all I have to do. So, sorry, this video has actually gone about 10 minutes longer than I anticipated. I just want to talk about the trade with Trent Williams. If we have the opportunity to trade him, strike while the iron's hot. That's like if someone called up right now and offered us a first-round pick and a 5th-round pick for Josh Norman, take that deal. I know he's a decent corner, and he actually forces a lot of turnovers, but we're eventually going to lose that player. Do what the Patriots do. The Patriots will get rid of players before their contract ends, so they have trade value for them, and they restock the team with draft picks. This is JD. This is Redskins Rant. Please like, share, and subscribe. Have a nice day.